10 days.
Laura Bicker there. So, uncomfortable headlines for Hillary Clinton. But what impact will this have on her presidential campaign? Well, let's speak to Laura Schwartz. She's a former senior advisor to President Bill Clinton during his 8 years in the White House. And we'll start off with that. Hello to you, Laura. Do you think that this latest saga in the email scandal does have the potential to damage Mrs. Clinton's chances with just 10 days to go now?
Well, I have to tell you, so far what we've seen since last night, it's been merely 12 hours since this all started, is that Trump is railing his base with a lot of non-factual comments. It's not like he's talked to the FBI director, and all the FBI director did was put 3 vague paragraphs forward to Congress yesterday, which was very odd and unprecedented and against the advice of the Justice Department. So I think Trump will use this to rally his base. Hillary's base is going to stay very close to her, but it's those in-between groups, the independents, the Republicans that don't want to vote for Trump, but we're almost ready to vote for Hillary. It might give them some pause and either stay home and vote for Trump. So though I think Hillary will still win, I think it'll be by a smaller margin. And I really think this affects the down ballot voting for our Senate and House in the United States Congress.
And it's this issue of trust that continues to dog Hillary Clinton, doesn't it?
And Donald Trump. Both of them have horrible trust and unfavorable numbers alike.
OK, a lot of criticism put towards the FBI, what they've done, the timing of what they've done. What is the word across the pond? What are they saying?
They are saying that Comey should be looked at, in fact, to resign, that he did this against Justice Department guidelines and policy, that he did it against the recommendation of the Justice Department, and that he was probably covering his own behind by trying to do this because this investigation was closed. And this new one, you know, there were those 3 very vague paragraphs, nothing else said. It's only been the anonymous leaks coming from the FBI and Justice Department to the news media that has even said that this has to do with Tony Anthony Weiner's laptop and that his wife, Huma Abedin, Mrs. Clinton's aide, used as well with her Yahoo address. Nothing about the private server again, nothing about national security again. They think a lot of these emails might be duplicates that they already have for the investigation for which Hillary was cleared of. So it's so vague and uncertain that both leaders of the Republican Party and the Democratic Party have said, hey, listen, you can't just throw this out there. Give us some more information before the next 10 days are up so that the public's not voting in the dark.
What do you make of how Mrs. Clinton has handled this? Because she really has gone for it. She's called for transparency from the word go, hasn't she?
Yes, and I think she did really well in the news conference yesterday. She got some pushback for it being so brief, but there was nothing more to say than, hey, show us whatever you have and we will be happy to talk about it. But the problem is they haven't. So I think she's doing well. She's moving forward. She's got great campaign events today. She's going to stick to the policies and the issues that she believes can bring up the middle class and increase jobs and keep us safer at home and abroad, and partnerships with our allies like the UK and beyond, of which Donald Trump hasn't been very forthcoming with. So I think she's going to campaign, but behind the scenes, both her operatives as well as those in the Democrat and Republican Party are trying to get to the bottom of this and get some information to the public before Election Day begins November 8th.
But, Laura, do people actually listen to her? When you said get information to the public, do they actually listen to that information? Because when we see the Trump rallies, for example, and the way the polls are going, there still seems to be this huge vote for Donald Trump, despite his misfacts, if we can call it that.
That's so interesting that you raised that question. That's something that frustrates me, to be honest. And I have voted for both Republicans and Democrats, even though I support the Clintons. It's really just disheartening and almost this desecration of democracy to have someone running for president spewing such lies and facts that are unknown to anyone, more or less him. But it riles up his base. And again, it goes back to that. Riles up the base. They will vote for him. This just gives them more delight in voting for him. But it's what's going to happen to those independents and undecideds. There are very few undecideds left at this point. In fact, because of early voting in the United States for the presidential election, there have been 20 million votes already cast before this news came out. So it'll be interesting in the coming days when the polling starts coming out after yesterday to see what kind of effect that this has. It certainly doesn't help her trust or favorability ratings, but I think people are really looking towards policies, those that are undecided in these last few days.
Okay, Laura Schwartz, we'll leave it there for now, but thank you very much.